Thank you, Paul. I sent like many of my colleagues, this has been front of mind for a while. I sent a letter to Eric Holder 10 days ago asking him to resign and promised that if I did not hear from him, we'd circulate a letter in the House to the president and gather as many signatures as we could, asking the president to ask Eric Holder to resign. Seems to me there are three issues here when it comes to Fast and Furious. There's consensus that as a program, as an operation, this was flawed in its concept, unbelievably flawed. It's also clear that it was botched, very botched in its implementation. And the third issue is the questions that my colleagues have raised. What did Eric Holder know? When did he know it? How truthful has he been? That is terribly important to pursue. I'm of the school of thought that he heads up justice because his own president says this was a mistaken program. It was flawed in its concept, and it was botched in its implementation. He needs to be held accountable for that. And I want to just concur with my colleague, Diane Black. I found his testimony in front of the Senate Judiciary a week or two ago almost insulting. The attitude that he took toward the young man who was killed, the border agent Brian Terry, who was killed, was troubling. And then there's this undercurrent of his call, his advocacy for more gun control, a problem of guns going south of the border when our own government, led by him, was complicit in that. He needs to be held accountable. Thanks, Paul.